Chelsea. I'm a digital marketer and I specialise in social media marketing. I just wanted to do this video as a quick message to any people who have graduated. Just wanted to say congratulations. Well done for making it this far. Well done, because uni is not easy. We all know it. Been there, done that. It's not a joke. And anyone who is graduating during quarantine, my heart honestly goes out to you, because being able to experience a graduation ceremony is amazing. Even though I did not really enjoy my degree, my graduation ceremony made me feel like it was all worth it. So the fact that you don't get to experience that is a bit of a bummer, but does not take away from what you have achieved, because what you have achieved is amazing. That's one thing that I wanted to say. The next is getting on to sharing a bit of my experience. After you graduate, this is what you can look forward to. 1, the amazing feeling of yes, I have done it. 2, questions about what are you gonna do now? One of the most asked questions that I had when I graduated was, have you got a job now? And bear in mind, I have been working since I was in 6th form, so I always had a job, always had a part-time job, but people didn't consider anything that I did as a real job. It's a lot of pressure. So if you've just graduated, you might be feeling like, yes, I got this degree, but like I don't really know what to do with it. A lot of people find that they don't really like their degrees, or 2, they may have enjoyed it, but they don't want to work in the field that they studied. So it can be really difficult to figure out what you want to do with your degree. So here's what I did. So after I graduated, I had a lot of figuring out to do. So I studied Biomedical Science, but I knew for the life of me that I did not want to work in a lab. I just knew it, but I still gave it a chance. If you haven't read my post about my transition from biomed to digital marketing, go check that out. While I was applying and getting rejections and going to interviews and getting more rejections, I was like, you know what? Let me just work in the job that I'm doing now. So I just carried on with my part-time job that I've been doing like since forever. So that's working in the healthcare industry as a support worker. So I've been doing that for a really long time. Like started off as a care worker with elderly people. I worked with people with disabilities, young adults with disabilities, and then I went on to work in mental health with that job. So that's what I carried on doing. So I would work like crazy, work and travel. That was my plan. Save up money, go on trips. You know, it was just an ongoing cycle. When I graduated, the first place that I said I want to go to is back to my home country in Zimbabwe. I think I wanted to stay for a month originally. I ended up staying for like 6 or 7 weeks. And then after this trip, went to Chicago. After Chicago, I went back to Zim again. This was 2019 now. I went back to Zim again for a wedding. After Zim, I came back and I went to Greece on a girls' trip. And then after Greece, I went to Portugal for like a festival with my brother and some friends. And then after Portugal, I went to Prague with my little sister, and I also went to Vienna with my little sister. So that's like all the traveling that I did. And honestly, that was one of the best decisions that I made, to just travel. Because I was like, well, if I'm not going to get a permanent job, I'm not going to sit around and like do nothing. Like I might as well do something I enjoy. So while I was working, work, save, travel. But one thing that I kind of didn't do, which I would advise you to do, is save. Like, don't just like work to spend, because that's what I was doing. I decided that 2020 I'm not going on any holidays, and my saving strategy was to save as if I'm going on a holiday, because I was clearly very good at that. And I said, okay, 2020 you're not going to travel anywhere, but so that I don't have FOMO, I said you're going to go on one trip, just one trip, and that one trip was either going to be a solo trip or a skiing trip. And obviously something came up, an internship opportunity came up, something I applied for. This internship, the way that it came about, honestly, it was just like a bit of prodding that was needed. So I applied for this internship about 3 times with no response. You know, like when you do an application and at the end, or if you submit a form or anything, at the end it's always a confirmation like, thanks for filling this out, we're gonna send you an email, blah blah blah. Like, I didn't get that, like, each of the 3 times that I applied for this particular job. So I approached them and I was like, hi, I applied, just wanted to know like what the status of my application was, like whether it was successful or not, kind of thing. And then they were like, oh yeah, sorry, like it's taken us really long to go through all the applications, blah blah blah. And then soon after that, like maybe a day or 2, they were like, they sent me an email and they were like, oh, would like to speak to you, when are you free? So I gave my availability and we literally spoke like, I think the next day or something like that. That was a successful call. It was actually an interview, but I didn't know that it was an interview because it was just so casual. And then they told me some good news that they found me a company that wanted to take me on as an intern. So the program that I actually applied for is called Erasmus, and it's like a program that's available for graduate students. So you go on a 3-month internship abroad. So you can either go to Spain, Seville, Portugal, Lisbon, Portugal, or you can go to Dublin, Ireland. So I applied for Dublin, Ireland, and they found me somebody, matched me with an employer there. So sending a follow-up email is really good when you apply for any job, because that's how I ended up getting this internship. There's so much pressure for you to decide what you want to do after you graduate, and not everybody has that crystal clear idea of what they want to do. I actually didn't know about digital marketing until after I graduated. I didn't know it was a thing. I knew that I loved social media and I loved photography, but in terms of marketing, like, I didn't know that was a career. Like, I didn't know it existed. So your career could be out there and you don't know anything about it. Your ideal career could not even be a thing right now. Like, maybe it doesn't even exist yet. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. But obviously it's good for you to apply and have something, like have a bit of income, even if you just apply for like a part-time position somewhere, just so that you get some experience and some money, because we all need money. Don't allow people to pressurize you also into like going into a career path that you are not ready for or you are not interested in. I think once you find something that you love, you'll know. Because like when you look at things that you do without like counting down the time, things that are like just so easy to get done and things that don't feel like work, that's a sign that that's where you're meant to be. That's your lane, you know? If you've graduated and you're looking for job opportunities, just keep pushing, keep striving. You never know what will work out. Also, there comes a point in your job application process where you have to put your pride aside. So at first I was applying for those like graduate salary jobs, and then in the end I was applying for internships, and like at first it made me feel a bit like have I failed? Like I'm 22 years old and I'm like applying for internships. But honestly, you've got to try something, and I'd rather work my way up from the bottom than like stay stagnant and not have a job. So sometimes you just have to put your pride aside. It doesn't matter what point your journey starts in a particular career. The important thing is that you start. So that's what I want to leave you guys with today.
You made it, oh yeah, you made it, baby girl, you made it, oh yeah, you made it,